And we're live! Hello! First of all, today I'm standing. You probably don't care, but there it is. And second of all, I will continue working on my Trello Curse Numbers Plus extension. This is, for who didn't follow the previous two lives, a simple Chrome extension written on TypeScript that helps you having these numbers over here to easily identify the cards. So, if I don't break my microphone. I see we have 80 users, so they're increasing the more I go live. And you also might want to leave a star on the repository just to let me know that you like the project. So with that said, let's go back from the point where I ended up the other day, and it's when we added this button over here to add the ID automatically on the blacklist. So if I click here, I get undefined and it doesn't work. The reason is quite simple. It's because the way we grab the ID is by reading the window location path name, and it should be this one over here, but I didn't remember that this pop-up over here is not actually hosted on the Trello page, but on this Chrome extension page. So for example, if I type window.location here, I did not get the result I would have wanted because I can't find the host, the ID here, and I have no way to grab this ID over here. So, Stack Overflow. There's this useful Chrome API that lets you get the open tabs, and you can query one, for example, the one that is active and last focus, and then you can get the information of that specific tab. I did a quick test and it didn't work for the main TypeScript file, that is the one that is running, in fact, in the proper page. So we might want to have two separate getCurrentBoardIDs functions, one when you're on the main TS file and another when you're on the pop-up. So if you know a better solution, please let me know because I couldn't find one. But that's basically what I'm gonna do now. So make sure this function is used in the main file and the other new function is used in the pop-up. Now that I removed, I will get some errors. Let's fix them real quick. This is looking for this function. Okay, this is happy again. And now if I go on the pop-up, I should get an error. Yeah, sure. And we can finally implement the new function that works on the pop-up, which is not window location.pathName, but this one over here. This way we can get the tab and we can do our little shenanigans to make sure we have the correct ID. Let's make them both const. And a little issue here is that the return value here is async. Not a big issue, but we have to handle it with an async function. So this also propagates here. I have to await this one and declare this one async. So this void over here is wrong, but everything else will work as soon as I return something from here. So in this case, I will get the full tab name, because if I get the URL is in fact this one over here with HTTPS, sorry. And so in this case, I want to grab only this ID over here. Let's test real quick how I can do that. So this is our string. I want to split and take everything that is on the right of the B, that is the board. And this will give me that the second part is this one over here. As you can see, you might have the name of the board also on the URL. I do not want it. So if from here I take the first, I can split again. Actually, the index one, that is not the first. I can split again and take the index 0. And this is finally the line I was needing in order to make the function work as I expected. So let me grab it, switch back over here, and I can return finally my tab. So it's not tab because I need to take the URL, I guess. And there it is. Let's add a fallback. Maybe not found. It should work. So right now, if I did my things properly, I can recompile and see what happened. I'm gonna update over here. And the moment of truth, not found. Amazing. Then I suck at programming. So what happened over here? Oh, right. You must add the tab's permission to your manifest.json. Just read everything on Stack Overflow, not just the line you need. Let's see if this is enough. And not found again. The last chance. Let me recompile. I mean, it should work. Maybe I can check later what I did wrong, but yeah, let's see over here. Extension updated. You can see the struggle when things do not work at first attempt. Oh, okay. So I have to remember that maybe when I changed the manifest, I had to reload the compile because it didn't grab it. And if I hit plus again, it doesn't work. But I might already know the reason because I inspected the code I did the other day and this is wrong. So what we do here, we filter our IDs in the blacklist and we take if the ID is the same of the current board. This is the remove section, so it should do the opposite basically. And if I reload here, I also reload here to make sure it works. Okay, I can add this ID and I can remove it properly. And again, on the other board, if I hit plus here, I can finally handle the ID of this board over here. So if I hit save and I reload the page, the numbers disappear. On the other hand, if I remove from the blacklist, I hit save, ta-da, the numbers are there. So that's already amazing. But in the issue, I think it should be already written here when I wanted to add the blacklist. I also wanted to update the button text if the ID is present, so that you know that if you click the button, the ID will get removed or get added, depending on if it's already there or not. And since we already have this input over here, and this is not this one, but I can do that anyway. So this is okay, already I got the blacklist. This is the value. So let's say I want to get the blacklist one thing at a time. The blacklist input is this one over here. So that I can do blacklist input here and I have the value. Now, if I want to grab the button, it should be this one over here, and am I lost? Okay. Const blacklist button equals to this button, and here I can actually change text. What did just happen here? Oh, right. Okay, no, I cannot do that because I wanted to keep it here in the assignment. So let's get back. Okay, so rewind. Let's grab our button. Const blacklist button equals to not this blacklist button, but this one over here. And I want to change the text of this button if we have the filtering. So if it's blacklisted, this means I'm gonna remove it, and the button should, oh no, set attribute. Like text. The value should be, if I removed, I want to add it back. While if, what did I press? Well, if I add it, I want it to get removed. Let's see what happens here. It doesn't work once more because I never remember this basic syntax. You know, the thing is, when you're too much used to work with frameworks like it could be Angular or React, you kind of lose the authenticity, the simple instruction you're supposed to know, and then you're forced to do dumb researches on Stack Overflow, like how to edit the value of a button, because you forget. It's so simple and so straightforward, but I never remember this one over here. So I might cheat because this is quicker. Let's see what Copilot has got for us. Change button text. Ha, it makes it easy. Change button text. Okay, well, yes, the easy thing I can do is wrap it in an if statement, if blacklist button, so it does not complain. Thank you, Copilot. Nope. In this case, the text should be this one over here. And if I get rid of this, I can do pretty much the same over there. And add this minus icon. I think I should reload the page in order to make it work. And yes, there it is. So we have our button that can add an item to the blacklist, or it can remove it. Okay, the CSS is not there. I will also add it later. But at least the thing I wanted to do is that we have this feature up and running. And yes, that's already something. Let me disable Copilot. Okay, so now we might want to set the default text of the button because so that as soon as you open your pop-up, you already have the right value. So I might want to do that here, like blacklist button equals to this one over here. Okay, and then f blacklist button is a thing. We can add the event listener and set the inner HTML. I will need to know the board ID, but I should be able to know that. I need the blacklist, but I can do it real quick. I might probably need to refactor this one over here. Let me write it this dumb way for the first time, but I will probably, yeah, I will change it at a later point. So the code here will be if, I don't need blacklist button because I already have it, if my button is blacklisted. The text will be the minus icon because I want to remove, otherwise the plus icon. But I cannot do that with the wait function, so yeah. How can I do that actually? That's interesting. All right, because it's a wait. Probably with an IIFE, but I never remember the syntax. Okay, so let's scrap it for now. And also let me know in the comments if, I think the comments are like right there in the live stream. Let me know if you have an idea on how I can set this up, and I think I will at some point refactor everything here, and maybe it could be interesting to set up React so that I can handle the pop-up with React, which makes it easier. Yes, so we have finally this function up and running. I might want to change at least the default value on the pop-up HTML over here. Okay, so what did we change? We added the tabs permission on the manifest. We just changed the default text of the button. We moved away the getCurrentBoardID function because, like I said, we no longer can grab it from with this syntax from everywhere, only on the main TS. So there it is. We did pretty much the same on the pop-up logic because, again, I needed a way to find the board ID. So I used this API from Chrome and this shenanigan to make sure I get the current ID of the board. I had to change it to async, not a big deal, fix this little bug, and change the text. And added this new line, which I don't want. So, it's time to do our commit, right? And as you can see, you can either do that from command line, but we have this handy UI from VS Code, which makes it even easier. So, what did we do? Implement. No, actually, we completed the implementation. Complete implementation of Blacklist. From here, I can commit and see my changes. And with this commit, I can actually go over here, tick this one, and this is complete. What time is it? Yeah, let's stay on stream a little bit more because I also wanted to quickly have a look at this other issue over here. That is, right now you cannot see how this is supposed to work. You just see, okay, we have this button, but you don't know what you should put over here. So I wanted to add a simple tooltip, and once again, because I suck at CSS, Google has the answer. So I want to do an HTML tooltip. This is the first result because this is exactly what I needed. So basically I want to do a simple tooltip on the blacklist thing, on the blacklist label, so that I can show maybe in a sentence how it is supposed to get used. So let me take this code over here. This is pro level development. And on the pop-up CSS, I can paste it down there. So rather than just using it blindly, let me quickly analyze it. So I will have a class that is a tooltip with position relative so that we can place it in an easier way in this case. And we have, it's the container of the tooltip, I suppose. Let me see. Yes, tooltip is the container, obviously, so that if the container has position relative, we can make sure the inner element has position absolute, and we can easily set it in the space whenever we want. So this is the border bottom, so that we can see that the text is underlined, and we have some easy CSS to make sure it is properly positioned, and this, I suppose, is the arrow. So we have this simple CSS. The code is even easier, the HTML part, and I might want to replace it from here on my blacklist. So hover over me will be our blacklist block. And let's see if something happened. No, because probably I'm not sure if I need to recompile this one over here or even add that back. I still need to find exactly when I should recompile, when I should reload the page, and on the other end, when I need to update from here. It's a bit tricky. And is it still updating? No. Okay. Okay, so it's still not working. That's interesting. So we have our tooltip over here and our tooltip over there. This guys is terrible. the white dot of shame. Why I didn't save the file? Sorry for screaming. So I just needed to save the file basically, and this showed up by itself with 0 effort. Ah, God, I love programming. So, how can we explain in a simple sentence what we're gonna do? So what is the blacklist? The blacklist is a string with board IDs separated by semicolon where the numbers are not shown. So add the board ID to this list separated by semicolon to make the numbers disappear, to not show the numbers. Now I want to see if the text is too long. Okay, here I need to reload. Okay, maybe I want to make it a little bit smaller. And it's probably because of the end of the page. I can, for sure, for the same thing we saw earlier, I cannot overflow here because, like I said, this is a separate page, and yeah, I'm quite sure I cannot overflow on this page just to make this simple tooltip. So let me see in the CSS if I can, I don't know, maybe change. Do I already have a font size? No, okay. Maybe I can change the font size and make it a little bit smaller over here, like font size 0.8 EM. Let's see if it changes. Yeah, that's a little bit nicer than this way. So add a board ID to the list separated by a semicolon to not show the numbers. And what it does is if I hit plus, I hit save, I reload the page, numbers disappear. I hit minus, I hit save, and okay, I hit save, I didn't click it, the numbers are back. So, that's great. Well, thank you for sticking with me, and yeah, I can finally do another commit, and we have both features actually in, what was it, 20 minutes? 23 minutes. Add tooltip to explain the blacklist feature. I can also, actually I can do that from here. I should be able to find the issues. Yes, explain how the blacklist feature. Okay, so if in the commit message I add, oh, it's also autocomplete. That's amazing. Oh, cool. Didn't know that. If I click over here, it also pastes the text. That's cool. Anyway, I told it to explain the blacklist feature. I tag the issue. I commit. I push. And if you saw my other videos, adding the ID of an issue on a commit will make my heart stops for a moment. Will make the issue being tagged here so that you can see that this specific commit is in fact addressing this specific issue. And now that everything is ready, I can go back here on code, and GitHub knows that I'm pushing on a branch so that I can make a pull request. And there it is. Thank you for submitting a pull request. Associate an issue with a pull request, make sure your branch is updated with main, and describe your proposed changes. So this PR, fixes 17, explain how the blacklist feature works, and 18. Quickly add remove the current board to the blacklist. And I can do a code review of my own code. So that's basically what I did earlier. And yeah, as you can see, that's all the blacklist feature with the button. And that's what you should write basically on the issue. So, and the button to quickly toggle the blacklist state, and the tooltip to inform the user about the instructions. That's easy, right? So we might want to make like the conventional commit even in PRs. So fit add blacklist toggle button, and yeah, there it is. Blacklist toggle button and tooltip create pull request. So what can I say? Thank you again for sticking out with me these 26 minutes. I will check back the PR, close the issue will be closed automatically actually, because I mentioned the issue over here. And yes, so I will merge the PR and probably also complete the version, publish again on the Chrome store where we have 80 users, so that you can also benefit from this blacklist feature we just implemented together. And yeah, like I said in the beginning, feel free to download the extension, try it in your business if you might find it useful. Feel free to add a star over here. And I'm still a young YouTuber, need to learn the basics, so I should also say, like, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel because I'm having fun with these live streams, and I will be happy to have you join me again in the future. So I'm Leonardo, I talk about open source and web development, as you can see from this live stream. And yeah, if you're interested in my other videos, feel free to watch them on the channel. And I think it's pretty much everything now. So thanks again for watching this live. I'm going to eat because it's lunchtime, and see you next time. Bye guys.